myself Annamalai, Assistant Professor from Department of Mechanical Engineering, IFET College of Engineering. So in this lecture series, we are going to see the fluid mechanics and we will solve the gate problems. So fluid mechanics is a classical subject strength of materials and thermodynamics. So it is a very important subject in the competitive examination point of view. You can expect the questions from fluid mechanics in all the competitive examinations. Okay, maybe a gate or IAS, any competitive examination, we can expect the questions from fluid mechanics. So this is a subject-wise weightage in GATE mechanical engineering paper. So in mechanical engineering paper, normally questions will be asked from three categories. Okay, one is the engineering mathematics, where we will be having 10 number of questions. Okay, and the total mark is 13. In the second category is general aptitude, where 10 questions will be asked. Then the third category is the mechanical engineering subject. From this, around 45 questions will be asked, and the total mark is 72 from this mechanical engineering subject. The total mark of GATE examination is 100 marks and 65 questions. Okay, consist of 1 mark and 2 mark. So this is a subject-wise analysis of 2019 GATE paper. Okay. So if you take the mechanical engineering subject, so around 9 questions were asked from 9 subjects. So our subject fluid mechanics around 2 1-mark questions and 1 2-mark questions were asked. Okay, and the total mark from this session is 4 marks. Okay, so this may vary. Okay, and the subjects like manufacturing technology, the strength of materials, and thermodynamics. So from these subjects, around more than the above 10 marks. Okay, these three subjects having high weightage. Okay, then the theory of machines and machine design. So these subjects is also having the high weightage. Okay, so if you want to clear the GATE examination, you have to focus on the subjects which are having high weightages. Okay. Okay, so this is the syllabus of fluid mechanics. So this fluid mechanics subject you might have studied in your undergraduation. Okay. So all the technical universities and all the colleges, engineering colleges, mechanical discipline and civil engineering and chemical engineering, they were having the fluid mechanics subject. Okay. So this is a fluid mechanics. Okay, this syllabus is not included the hydraulic machineries like pumps and turbines. Okay, so that is different. That is comes under the turbo machineries. Okay, here we are going to discuss only the fluid mechanics. Okay, that means the fluid properties, fluid statics, forces on submerged bodies, and stability of floating bodies, then fluid acceleration, then mass and momentum and energy, then differential equations of continuity and momentum, then Bernoulli's equation, then dimensional analysis, then viscous flow of incompressible fluids, then boundary layer concepts, then energy losses in pipes. Okay, so these are the topics that we are going to cover in the following lecture series. So this is the definition of fluid mechanics. The fluid means any substance that can flow or that can deform indefinitely. Okay, so that is called as the fluid. So under this category, the air and liquid will come. Okay, so the fluid mechanics may be defined as that the branch of engineering science which deals with the behavior of liquid or gas under the condition of rest and motion. This is the definition of fluid mechanics. And the fluid mechanics may be divided into three categories. Okay, one is the fluid statics, fluid kinematics, and fluid dynamics. So in fluid statics, we will be studying the behavior of fluid under rest condition. In fluid kinematics, it deals with the fluid, the velocity and acceleration of a fluid particle without considering the force which causes the motion. Okay, that is fluid kinematics. Fluid dynamics deals with the velocity and acceleration of a fluid particle with considering the force which causes the motion. Okay. The first topic is the fluid properties. So like all the substances which have its own properties. Okay. Here, the fluid, liquid and gas have some properties. Okay. So here I have listed seven important properties of fluids. That is density, weight density, specific volume, specific gravity, viscosity, surface tension, and capillarity. So in this session, we will cover the first five properties and we will solve some gate problems, okay, which are also previous year question papers. The first property is the density. So density is nothing but the ratio of mass to volume. So it is denoted by the Greek letter rho. Okay, the unit of density is kilogram per meter cube. Okay, because density is mass by volume. The unit of mass is kilogram and unit of volume is meter cube. So the unit of density will be kilogram per meter cube. So the density of water at 4 degrees Celsius, because the density may vary depending on the pressure and temperature. Okay. So the density of water at 4 degrees Celsius will be 1000 kilogram per meter cube. Okay. So for example, if we take two liquids, okay, two type of liquids like kerosene and water. So these two types of liquids are filled in identical containers of volume 1 liter. So the first container is filled with 1 liter kerosene and the second container is filled with 1 liter water. So if you measure the mass of these two containers, okay, the mass will vary, but the volume is constant. Okay. The kerosene will have 700 grams of weight. The water may have 1 kilogram of mass. Okay. So the mass is calculated by this way. Okay. So density is equal to mass by volume, mass per unit volume. Okay. Here we have the both containers. Volume is 1 liter and 1 liter, but its mass is changing. Okay. So the air is having less volume and the solid. Okay, the solids are having high volume because the atoms are closely packed. Okay, and the water and the liquids are having the medium volume. Okay, so medium density between the gas and solid. Then weight density. So weight density is defined as the weight per unit volume at standard pressure and temperature. So weight density can be calculated as rho into g. So if you multiply the acceleration due to gravity with the density, you will get the weight density. So the unit of weight density is Newton per meter cube. And the another property is called specific volume. So specific volume is defined as the volume occupied by a unit mass of a liquid. So specific volume is just reciprocal of the density. It is denoted by V. So mathematically, specific volume is defined as the ratio of volume per unit mass or V by M. The unit of the specific mass is meter cube per kilogram because it is a reciprocal of density, meter per kilogram. Then the next property is specific gravity. So specific gravity is defined as the ratio of the density of fluid to density of the standard fluid, or we can also define as the ratio of specific weight of liquid to specific weight of standard liquid. Okay. And specific gravity for gas will be defined as the weight density of gas to the weight density of standard standard fluid, that is air. So here, so for calculating the specific gravity, we need some standard fluids. Okay. For what? For liquid, the standard fluid is water. For gas, the standard fluid is air. So the density of water at 4 degrees Celsius will be 1000 kilogram per meter cube. 1000 kilogram per meter cube. And the density of air at standard pressure and temperature will be 1.76 kilogram per meter cube. 1.76 kilogram per meter cube. So if you want to calculate the specific gravity of water, so specific gravity of water S is equal to, so specific weight of liquid. So specific weight of liquid, here the liquid is the water, or we can write the density of liquid. So density of liquid, that is 1000. Here the liquid is water, and the density of the standard liquid. So standard liquid is the normal water. So 1000 by 1000. So we will get the specific weight of water is equal to 1. Or if you want to calculate the specific weight of mercury, so we know that the density of mercury is 13,600 kilogram per meter cube. 13,600 kilogram per meter cube. So the specific gravity will be, so specific gravity of mercury is equal to density of mercury, that is 13,600 divided by density of the standard fluid, it is nothing but the density of water. So we will have 13.6. So this is the dense specific gravity of mercury. So this is how we have to calculate the specific gravity of fluids. If you want to calculate the specific gravity of nitrogen or specific gravity of oxygen, so you have to put the specific gravity of nitrogen, sorry, density of nitrogen, and here, and the density of air at the bottom. So density of air and density of nitrogen. So we will get the specific gravity of nitrogen. So we will solve some problems on the specific gravity, get problems on specific gravity. And the next property is viscosity. So viscosity is the property of a liquid which determines the amount of resistance to a shearing stress. Okay, so if you are applying the shearing force over any fluid, okay, that will show some resistance. Okay, so that is called as the viscosity. So it can also be defined as the property of a liquid due to which it offers resistance to the movement of one layer of fluid over another adjacent layer. So consider a pipe of diameter d. Consider a pipe of diameter d, and a fluid or the liquid is flowing inside the pipe in the layer by layer manner. So now what will happen is, so there will be fluid friction between the two adjacent layers. So this fluid friction will reduce the velocity of the fluid flow. So this phenomena is called viscosity. So this viscosity will vary depending upon the fluid and some other factors like pressure and temperature. So the viscosity increases with increase in temperature in case of gases, whereas it decreases in the case of liquid. So we will see how it is decreases in the case of liquid and how it is increases in the case of gases in the coming slides. And the unit of density, sorry, unit of viscosity is Newton second per meter square. And there are two types of viscosity. One is the dynamic viscosity and another one is the kinematic viscosity. So this dynamic viscosity is denoted as mu, kinematic viscosity which is denoted as mu. This is denoted as mu. So this is a dynamic viscosity. So dynamic viscosity is defined as the shear stress required producing unit rate of shear deformation or rate of shear strain. So consider two plates. Consider two plates which are kept at a distance of y. Consider two plates which are kept at a distance of small y. The bottom plate is fixed and the top plate is a movable one. So in between the two plates, the fluid is, the two plates are filled with the water, or any fluid. Now, if you apply the shear force or if you apply the force, tangential force over the movable plate, what will happen is the top, the fluid layer, which is just under the top plate, will move at the faster rate. Okay. And the fluid layer, which is just above the bottom plate, that is a fixed plate, will be move at the very slow rate. That is, the velocity is equal to 0. So, if you measure the um, if you measure the velocity profile, it will be like a parabola. Okay, here the velocity is 0, at the top the velocity is changing. Okay, maximum velocity. So if you measure the velocity gradient, that will be du divided by dy, du divided by du divided by dy. So that is the velocity gradient, where u is the velocity and y is the distance. Okay. So here shear stress tau is directly proportional to rate of shear strain or the shear deformation. Okay, that is du by dy. And the constant of proportionality. The proportionality constant mu is called as a dynamic viscosity. Okay, so mu is equal to tau divided by du by dy. So this is about the dynamic viscosity, and its unit is Newton second per meter square. In the kinematic viscosity, so it is defined as the ratio of dynamic viscosity of a fluid to mass density. It is denoted by the letter mu. Okay. Here you can see, so this is a unit of mu is equal to Newton second per meter square. The unit of density will be kilogram per meter cube. So Newton can be written as kilogram meter per second square, kilogram meter per second square, and there is second per meter square is here. So second per meter square, and the density will be kilogram meter cube. So the second and second will get cancelled. Then the kilogram and kilogram get cancelled. Then meter. So we will be having kilogram per meter square per second. So this is the unit of kinematic viscosity. So in CGS unit, the kinematic viscosity can be, the unit of kinematic viscosity can be represented as Stokes. Okay, so one Stoke is equal to centimeter square per second. So if you want to convert that into SI unit, then it will be 10 to the power minus 4 meter square per second. So 1 centistoke is equal to 1 by 100 stokes. So this is about the kinematic viscosity. The Newton's law of viscosity. So Newton's law of viscosity says the shear stress is directly proportional to rate of shear strain. Here the constant of proportionality is called coefficient of viscosity or dynamic viscosity. So based on the Newton's law of viscosity, the fluid will be classified. Here you can see the classification of fluid based on Newton's law of viscosity. The fluid which obeys the Newton's law of viscosity is known as Newtonian fluid. Here in this graph, in x-axis we have velocity gradient, in y-axis shear stress. The shear stress is directly proportional to rate of shear strain or velocity gradient, that is Newtonian fluid. Okay, here you can see it is in the linear relationship. Okay. And the fluid which do not obey the Newton's law of viscosity is called non-Newtonian fluid. And we have the ideal fluid. So under certain shear stress, this fluid do not show any shear strain or the velocity gradient. So after reaches the particular shear stress, then the relationship will be linear. So that is the ideal plastic fluid. Then we have ideal solid where there is no velocity gradient, okay, only shear stress. And we have ideal fluid where there is no shear stress and only velocity gradient. So this is the classification of fluid based on the Newtonian's law of viscosity. Then effect of temperature on viscosity of liquid and gases. So in this graph, in x-axis we have temperature and y-axis we have viscosity. So if the temperature is increases, then the viscosity of the liquid is decreasing. So this is the liquid. The, the blue color line represents the liquid. The pink color line represents the gas. Okay. So if the temperature increases, the viscosity of liquid is decreasing. So because at high temperature, the bonding, between the liquid molecules will expand. So that its viscosity is reducing and it will easily flow. In case of gases, at high temperature, if the temperature is increasing, then the momentum or the collision between the molecules or gas molecules will be very high. And because of the high collision, the flow rate will decrease. Okay, so in gases, the viscosity is increasing with respect to temperature. Okay, we will solve some gate questions based on the topics which we have covered. So first question, this question was asked in the year of 1995. A fluid said to be a Newtonian when the shear stress, as we have discussed, Newton's law of viscosity, which says shear stress is directly proportional to velocity gradient. So Newtonian fluid means fluid which obeys the Newton's law of viscosity. So the shear stress will be directly proportional to rate of shear strain or the velocity gradient. So shear strain is directly proportional to velocity gradient, that is du by dy. So the answer will be directly proportional to velocity gradient. The second question is SI unit of kinematic viscosity. The options are meter square per second, kilogram per meter second, meter per second square, and meter cube per second square. So we know that the kinematic viscosity is the ratio of dynamic viscosity to density. Dynamic viscosity to, that is mu, to density. So the unit of dynamic viscosity will be Newton second per meter square, and the unit of density will be kilogram per meter cube. So if you reduce these, if you solve these units, we will get meter square per second. So the answer will be option A, meter square per second. Then the next question is for a Newtonian fluid. I think we have solved similar question in the previous slide. Okay, this question was asked in the year 2006. So we know that Newtonian fluid means it will obey the Newton's law of viscosity. The Newton's law of viscosity says shear stress is directly proportional to rate of shear strain. Please keep it in your mind. It is rate of shear strain, not simply a shear strain. Okay, rate of shear strain. So the answer will be option C. Shear stress is proportional to rate of shear strain. So you have to first read the options, okay, so that you can eliminate the wrong answers. Okay. The next question is, a fluid is one can be defined as a substance that, this question was asked in the year 1996. So fluid means we know it is a substance. It can deform indefinitely, okay, under the action of the smallest shear force. For example, if you take solid, if you apply any load over the solid, then the solid will show some resistance. So that resistance is known as the stress. But in case of fluids, here there is no stress. Okay. If you apply any load over the fluid, then the fluid will deform indefinitely. Okay. It will not show any shear stress or anything. Okay. So the answer will be option B. It can deform indefinitely under the action of the smallest shear force. The force may be a minute one, but it will show the deformation. The next question, this question was asked in the year 1997. With increase of temperature, viscosity of a fluid, so that we have discussed in the previous slides. Okay, I have shown one graph. Okay, in that we have seen the effect of temperature over the viscosity of liquid and viscosity of gas. Okay, the graph is, so if you increase the temperature, the viscosity of the liquid will reduce. Okay, the fluid will easily flow. Okay, but in the case of gas, the viscosity will increase because of the molecular collisions. Okay. So the answer will be increases if the fluid is gas and decreases if it is a liquid. So if you read the question was asked like viscosity of a fluid. So fluid may be a liquid or gas. Okay. So you have to read the question twice or thrice. Okay, so that you can understand what they have asked. And the next question is shear stress in the Newtonian fluid is proportional to. So this question was asked in the year 1996. So this is also a similar question. Okay. So shear stress, that is tau, is directly proportional to rate of shear strain or strain rate. So the answer will be option C, strain rate. So the answer will be option C. So, so if you analyze the questions on fluid property, okay, you will get to know there are many questions were asked from the category of the viscosity. Okay, so you have to focus more on viscosity. So in fluid mechanics topic, there will be a maximum of 8 marks. Okay, 8 marks may be asked. Okay, so you have to focus more on the fluid properties. Then the another topic called the losses, major loss and minor loss. Okay, so based on these two topics only, they will ask questions. And the next question is the unit of dynamic viscosity of the fluid. So this question was asked in the year 1997. So in SI units, okay, in SI units, the unit of dynamic viscosity will be Newton second per meter square, or they may the options may be like this: the Stokes, centistoke, poise, okay, or kilogram second per meter square. So in CGS unit, the the unit of dynamic viscosity will be poise. Unit of dynamic viscosity will be poise, or dying second per dying second per centimeter square. So this question was also asked in the GATE examination. So you have to be clear of, of the fluid properties units, okay, whether it is SI unit or in CGS units.